Afternoon, it's Brentley here from Huckabones. Today we're going to look at INNO's INNO series galvanized dump trailer. Going to go through the sizes and options and then the standards that we like to order here for your trailer at Huckabones. So stay tuned. All right, we're gonna start at the front of the trailer. So again, this is the INNO series from INNO, fully galvanized trailer. So this is a galvanized frame. You've got a adjustable 2 5/16 ball right to start off the trailer. You can order in a pintle if that's what you need for yours, but ball is more popular. You got a 7-pin wiring, because of course this is gonna have brakes, but 7-pin wiring, and that cable that you see right here, this is your breakaway cable. So what that is that's gonna be linked to your vehicle separately from your chains. A lot of people hook them in with your chains and that's wrong. So hook it separately, because if that ever comes uncoupled, what that wire does is send 12 volts back to your wheels and that locks up the brakes. That's so your trailer doesn't pass you on the road. We've seen all those videos of what not to do. That's one of them. So moving back, we got an aluminum toolbox. A lot of your other competitors are gonna be a poly box, plastic, and we'll get to the other side showing you the jack and the 110 volt plug-in, but this is an aluminum box. It's gonna have your battery in your plug-in, your hydraulic pump, and everything's right in there. The big thing that everyone would love to have in a dump trailer, but maybe they don't justify the cost increase, but this is one of the great features from INNO, is this telescopic front hoist. So this is gonna be 3 cylinders within the one. It's gonna dump nice and high, great angle. This is what all dump trucks have. This is your most effective way to dump and your strongest way to dump. So everyone would love to have that. It is standard on INNO's trailers. That's the only way they make them. Moving back, we got our tarp roller kit, which again, that blocks the wing from getting underneath it. But what you're gonna see is a tarp with bungee cords that you can strap to the back just to hold it down, and then a ratchet system on the other side when we get back around of how to lock that tarp down. What we do here at Huckabones is order everything with spare tire. You know, you can have it where you're going just a casual, you know, to the dump the one day and going to the landfill site just to get rid of some stuff. And again, someone's dumped some shingles with some nails and boom, you've picked up a nail and you need a spare. So it's really nice to have on a dump trailer. The extra weight on the front actually helps that come down faster, because it is a power up tilt and then a gravity down. So it does help that way too, just to be a little bit more speedy. Moving back, you've got an 18-inch sidewall, and then you have a 6-inch board gusset front and back. So this is where you're gonna put a 2x6 or 2x8 in there to, 1, protect your side, 2, give you a higher side, that kind of thing. But that's a standard. Again, moving back, we can see our first light, LED lights all the way around. Get to the axles now of 5,200 pound axles are standard. So you got 2 5,200 pound axles, so a 10,000 gross or a 5-ton trailer, they'd call this. You got a 6-bolt hub, brakes on all 4 wheels, which is great for, you know what I mean, when you do have it loaded up and maybe pulling with a smaller truck for capacity, then that trailer's doing more work for your truck. So that's a nice thing. And then you're on nice wide 225 tires and 15-inch rims. The neat thing about this that a lot of the other competitors don't do is this is a galvanized rim, galvanized spare, and then galvanized axles. A lot of people, or a lot of other companies, sorry, not people, but a lot of other companies aren't doing galvanized axles and going that extra mile where INNO is. Coming back, this is another Huckabones standard that we order on all of our trailers, but stabilizer jacks. So this is when you're gonna use your ramp system or load something from the back. You pop these jacks down, that way that box doesn't pop up, because again, I talked about being gravity down. There's nothing holding that box down there. Along with, this will also help on the transition to your truck of not popping your truck up, and again, taking all the weight off your braking wheels and your parking wheels of your rear axle. Getting down to this is a dump truck style, or a spreader gate they'll call it, but you're gonna pull that lever down and that will release this gate. You'll then chain this back into this pot of how far you want that gate to open, of how much you want to spread. So really you can get into fine tuning with a remote dump. I don't have it on this one, but you can add these, but with a remote dump you could be dumping this right from your truck while driving ahead, and that's where this spreader gate really excels. But it is great the other way too, of just doing a manual jump and driving. Getting a bit of the back doors, start at the top. This is where, if you have a bar, we'll show you on the other trailer, but that can hook in instead of doing all your bungee cords on the back lip for your tarp bar. The double bearing I haven't seen on any other brand of trailer yet, but that is one, a replaceable part, because those things do get bent sometimes, but the double bearing make this effortlessly to open and everything, and we're going to open it right up. You have a chain on the back side here that's always mounted, and that's just to hook it in the hole. There's an eyelet at the top, but that's to keep your dump trailer door, whenever it tips, from, you know, hitting the ground, bending something, and keeping it back. So nice and easy system there. Looking down the box, you got 4 D-ring tie downs, because what we're going to get to next is underneath is an underbody ramp system. So this is new for 2025. They've always had their fender mount ramps on the INNO series, but for this year, 2025, they're now doing it like their heavy duty series, where those ramps are slung underneath, out of the way, which is great. You know what I mean? It's a quick pin, pop it and pull that out, and then you're just setting it on the brackets that are right here of where your ramps will sit. You know, the complaint was, hey, I've got fender mount ramps. Those ramps aren't light because they're steel, and you've got to pick them off the fender and walk them around to the back. So that's where, you know, the complaints come in. Still a great system on the side, but that's the complaint that they have of just, you know, manhandling the ramps themselves. So now you're just going to slide them out nice and easy, clamp them on, and drive your machine on after you put down your stabilizer jacks. But you'll see this dump. So this full frame, which is again something that isn't really seen on other makes, and that's because of that dump truck style or spreader gate. That has to be all one unit. So when you close this all up, this whole thing's going to pivot from these top parts here. So, you know what I mean, just a really heavy duty back door. So everything the same on this. Greasable hinges on their doors, which is, you know, a key aspect of keeping that trailer nice and new for a long time, and you know what I mean, not getting the seizing or bending aspects that a dump trailer can have if, you know, down the road in years. Again, stabilizer jack. Neat thing of dual tail lights. Again, if something goes out with one, you still got another. And again, a neat thing they do, a little mud flap. Again, it's more an advertising thing with their name on it, but it is just nice not throwing that back to, you know, oncoming traffic. But going down, it's going to look the same on both sides that way until you get up to here. They do a nice welded on step to step up. Again, if you have the boards, this is a taller side, so to reach something in there, to reach your tarp, something like that. And then here's your crank with your locking aspect. So again, you're going to ratchet that once you hook those bungee cords on, or if you have the bar into those holders, and pull your tarp tight. Lastly, we're going to look at the drop leg jack. So you can drop that bottom pin, so you don't have to crank the jack off your trailer, you know, for a long time. And then the biggest thing here, 110 volt plug-in. You can plug an extension cord in there. It's got a 110 charger, converter to 12 volt sort of thing. So a battery charger is what's initially in here, that can charge your trailer while it's sitting, not being used. Otherwise, that trailer is going to charge when you're plugged in with that 7-prong round plug. That's going to charge off your truck when it's running. So nice little aspects to keep the maintenance down and keep it nice and fresh and ready to use. All right, so we've got another trailer here. So that trailer was a 6x12. This trailer is a 6x12. Both the same model and all that sort of thing. A couple other features we added on this that we're going to go over. But before I do, so you can get a 6x10 or 6x12 like we're looking at, and then this year as well they've added an 82-inch wide option. So a little bit wider option might come in nice whenever you are loading stuff with ramps and want the more area for tying down, strapping down, that kind of thing. So another option that you can do now on the INNO series from NNN. But the first option, everything else is the same on the front, so we're going to start here. But this is this bar that you can pull that tarp out, and we'll do that for you just to show you. But now I can pull my tarp all the way back, set it in one side, set it in the other, instead of hooking those 4 bungee cords up, come back and ratchet that tight for my load. What we're going to get to now is this back door looks a little different, a few more pins, and what this is their combo gate. So this is new for 2025. We wanted to highlight this. So instead of having your underbody ramps, one, again, a negative is you lose some ground clearance with your dump trailer. 2 is you have to actually handle the ramps. So what they've got now is a spring assisted rear ramp system along with your barn door. So the one thing you're going to lose is your dump style gate. So you have no more dumper or spreader gate option on this, but what you do have is a lot nicer gate for ramps. So one, we're going to open the one door up for you to show you it's the same. So this is going to swing back open. It's going to pin back just like you just did the other one. And what we're going to do here show you with how easy that is when it's spring assisted. That is effortless, to be honest with you. This is the first time doing it for me. I'm right-handed, that's my left hand. So that is a great, you know, comparison to show you how nice that system is. You know, you got your mesh at the bottom, one for wind, you know, through it when it's standing up tall, but two also for traction on getting on that ramp. Again, you're gonna have your 4 D-rings inside for tying down, but this is a really, really slick system they've done on a spring assist. Lots of greasable points. Again, that's the worst complaint on looking at other brands, you know, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, running salt on the roads, getting corrosion, getting rust in there. A galvanized trailer with grease fittings, that's no match for that. So we'll pick this up, show you how nice that is. Again, right all the way up, one-handed. Put a pin in it. So your pin on the bottom is to release the door open. Your pin on the top is to unfold, and that's how easy that is. If you liked today's video, please click that button, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.